Yo, what is up, YouTube? Radar25 back again with another episode, another takeaway with my host, co-host Fuentamania, Michael.
What up, Mox?
Guys, we're back again. You know what time it is. It's a takeaway video. Last night was Monday Night Raw. We're dropping our takeaway video. Today's going to be 3 takeaways. Tough to find takeaways from the show because it was that bad. It's really disappointing show. Did not like it whatsoever, but we'll get into
One
it.
of the worst.
Yeah, before we do, guys, I want to remind you guys, drop a like on this video, previous videos, hit the subscribe button if you're not subscribed. Please hit the notification bell so you guys aren't missing anything that drops. Follow me, social media, Instagram, Twitter, also live streams on Mixer and Twitch. All that will pop out on the screen. Without further ado, guys, get to the 3 takeaways from Monday Night Raw.
Mm.
All right, guys, so the show started off, and it was like 40 minutes of straight Seth Rollins, right?
Yeah,
so comes out. He comes out, and we're going to bunch this up because, remember, it was Rey Mysterio's supposed to be his retirement ceremony, but Rollins says that he's not going to show up and that he will do the ceremony for him, basically. So it's going to be takeaway number 1, and it is Rollins and Mysterio with a sprinkle of maybe Dominick in this because it seemed like Dominick may have getting involved in this somehow. So starts off Seth Rollins on the mic talking about how he had to do it. He had to hurt Rey Mysterio the way he did and all stuff like that. And he's having a match with Aleister Black. So he's talking about this all before. And he shows a video of a tribute video for Rey Mysterio's career, shows some of his accomplishments. And then it cuts to the beatdown that he took from Seth Rollins and the eye thing and all that stuff like that. So he's saying all this. Here comes the interruption by Aleister Black. The match starts. It's Aleister Black versus Seth Rollins. Very, very good, solid match.
Yeah, long match, too.
Yeah.
For like a 40-minute entire segment. They pretty much started the show and took the first hour out.
Yeah, pretty much. It was long. Yeah, it was like 3 to 4 commercial segments.
Yeah.
You had Humberto Carrillo come in and help fight off, Austin Theory and Buddy Murphy. It distracted Rollins. He got rolled up, and Aleister Black gets the win. But that's beyond the case. It was a beatdown of Aleister Black afterwards with a curb stomp. Yeah. Then later on the show, they hit us with the Rey Mysterio kind of like Skype call. Well, he's there he's there at his home talking about it, and so he doesn't know about his career right now because he doesn't know if the injury to his eye is gonna keep him out for a long time or not.
I mean, one-eyed Rey Mysterio, his mask had one eye thing over it, so it was kind of okay. All right,
it's kind of funny.
And then Dom was there. Dominic was there pretty much the entire promo. He wanted to avenge his father for the injury, and basically Rey Mysterio was like, "Hey, tranquilo, it's gonna be all right. Just calm down." But he was like, "Damn you, Seth! That's what Rey was doing, and then Rey just stepped off, and the camera right to Dominic.
Yeah, and then Dominic says, an eye for an eye to Rollins. So we're thinking he may get involved in here. So we saw him get involved in the Lesnar feud.
Yeah,
obviously he got his ass beat a lot. Now it wasn't great from Dominic, the mic work, the talking. I mean,
or the acting,
or the acting. Yeah, he's still young. Yeah, he's got to learn all that, the emotion, to really deliver that emotion, have it come across on the screen. Because it didn't feel like he was like kind of reading it, and it didn't feel like it was natural.
And if you're trying to avenge your father, you need a little more emotion than just like an eye for an eye. And he's just like, get a little more. He was saying tranquilo, but he really wasn't all that hyped up.
Exactly.
So.
Yeah. He was telling him to like chill, calm down, all that stuff. Yeah, you're right. But he wasn't
hyped up.
He wasn't that over the top because he seemed like he should have been more over the top with it a little bit. Because it's such an over the top storyline, right? Supposedly you're supposed to believe that Seth Rollins is such that much of an asshole. He almost ended this guy's career, and that his Rey Mysterio's family was super affected by it. It's an over the top storyline, but I enjoy it. And I think this may end into something going on with maybe Dom. I don't know if Dominic will have a straight up match against Seth Rollins, but I do think maybe he'll attack him or try to do something to him, and then maybe that could be the return of Rey Mysterio. Maybe not see Rey for that long of a time after this. Maybe Dominic shows up, tries to get his revenge on Seth. Obviously the numbers game probably go against him. Seth.
Well, I think it's more of the whole numbers game. It's just add the numbers better. So instead of it being 3-on-1 with just the 3 guys and versus Rey. You throw Dom in there. You can add more things to play with. Kind of be like that extra heat for Rey to use and to a match. There might be that thing where it's Seth and Dom, but like he's not built to star to just go be the Monday Night Messiah. Maybe he'll be in the way. Like they'll throw Theory and Buddy Murphy in there, or Murphy, whatever. I'm sorry, Buddy, no more. Yeah. But just throw that in there and do that. But I don't know. Either way, it works for me. This is probably the only interesting thing on Raw right now, and that sucks because Drew McIntyre is champion, and the whole thing doesn't really work for me right now. But Yeah, we'll see where this goes. I mean, but Dom versus Seth, that's not going to put any butts in the seat.
No, it won't. I think maybe more of like it may try to add some more emotion into it, and then maybe they do like a 6-man tag with Humberto Carrillo, Aleister Black, and Ray or something like that, and then Dominick's in the corner. Maybe helps out a little bit to beat Rollins.
I think that makes more sense. Yeah,
probably something like that. But I do think that Dominick would try to get his hands on Seth somehow, some way. Probably not in a match, but like as like a run-in surprise thing, and try to hurt him, and but then maybe things turn on him. Maybe he does the same thing he did to Ray to Dominick, and then that causes Ray to make a swift comeback, maybe with like an eye patch type of thing, or like the eye thing he had covering his eye, and then do a 6-man tag, shit like that.
That makes sense.
We'll see where it goes. We'll see where it goes from here.
You hear that, Raw writers? That was a good. I like that sort of.
Exactly. You can maybe do something like that. So rather than he goes for the eyes, Seth Rollins kind of turns it on him and does the same thing to him. Obviously Ray's gonna be more pissed off because it happened to his son. I think it'd help better. But that's takeaway number one. Obviously, we bunched the two things together, so it's just Ray, Seth, kind of issues going on with Humberto and Aleister Black thrown in there, and now Dominic seemed to be thrown in there as well. Guys, next thing on the show, and we're gonna jump straight to takeaway number 2, and it's not a good takeaway, okay? Because it's the United States Championship match. Apollo Cruz is there, cutting a promo in the ring, saying he's gonna, issue a challenge, give an opportunity to the first person. As the first person is gonna give an opportunity to is Kevin Owens, which is fine. They have a little banter back and forth, little kind of like shit talking. Like a friendly shit talk, like bro shit talking, basically. Yeah, like just basically busting each other's balls, like in the beginning, and then they have their match, which was super short before here comes Andrade and Angel Garza to interfere and cause like a double DQ, and then it goes to commercial and they're back and it's a tag team match. Yeah, this is happening a lot where guys are just making matches. They may say Kevin Owens say yes to a tag team match right now. It's like, all right, so we're trying to build up Apollo as his new U.S. champion, a fighting champion. He's going to defend his belt against KO, who really hasn't done much the last few years ever since Jericho and the Best Friends, if we're being honest. Okay, because he's been real like stop and go and not doing a whole lot. Yeah, stop and go for a couple of years now. So you're gonna throw him in there, get some excitement in him, and Apollo can definitely make a nice little feud or something. But no, what do? You just break it up. You make a meaningless match even more meaningless because no one cares about the U.S. Championship to begin with. You try to build it up, and you're already making it more useless. So you're already killing Apollo's run to begin with. And stop with the lazy booking of just. Anybody can make a match. It's just at any point in time, anybody can just call a referee here. It's stupid. That's never been done before. It's not cool. It's not entertaining. It's pointless. Just stop it. It's so lazy booking. It's unbelievably lazy. I'm not a huge fan of the whole end the match with a shitty finish and then start one right after that with the same guys. And to me, it doesn't make no sense. When did that become a thing? What they should have just let happen, and it worked better for Apollo, was have them have a really, really good match. Give them enough time, right? Give them the time you gave the 2 matches combined. Exactly. And have Apollo win clean in the ring, and it'll make him look better because he's beating an established guy in Kevin Owens. It doesn't hurt Kevin Owens. Why would it? If he has if he has a killer match with Apollo, it won't hurt Apollo. Yeah. I mean, it won't hurt Kevin Owens. It'll all it will do is help Apollo and have him come off even more legitimately as a champion. Not as just like a guy who they just decided to give the title to. Yeah, and if we're trying to build him as a champion and make him mean something, we know they're just props. We know belts are just those things back there, just props. We all understand that, but then why are they around if they're not meant to care about them, right? Or elevate guys or whatever. Just make him interesting. Apollo Crews has not been interesting since he came in. We finally give him a shot, and then you're just ruining it and making it pointless. To make a stupid tag team match that wasn't even good. And it was like 2 short matches back to back, right? What they should have just done was had them have a killer match, give them some time, and then afterwards, when the finish happens, after the match is over, have Andrade and Garza come out and do the double attack, right? They beat the shit out of them afterwards, so it sets up and then you beat both of them down. Obviously, Kevin Owens is hurt from last week because Garza went after the knee. Garza injury, right. So then you have Andrade take down Apollo and then kind of maybe hold the belt over his head or something like that, like a nice visual at the end. It's better off to do that than to just have this stupid idea. It's lazy booking. It's like they don't even want to do the show. That's the way it's felt ever since the whole quarantine and not having a crowd thing. Now they have a decent crowd, but this is pathetic. You don't care. You don't care. So why should we care? Because you obviously don't care about booking stuff entertainingly. You're just throwing crap to the wall, and here it is. Yeah. Voila, enjoy. Yeah. Come on, man. It's pathetic. It makes no sense whatsoever as to why they would do it this way. Because it does hurt the United States title, which you're trying to build a little bit, and then after the fact, like it hurts. I think it hurts more of Apollo too. I mean, let Apollo get on a run where he's killer. He does really good matches and he's winning, and he's established, as legitimate. But guys. Yeah. I'm going to start by saying this, that between this U.S. title situation that they had on Monday Night Raw.
He's got to puke! He's got to puke! He's got to...
And the next segment, which was bowling between the Street Profits and the Viking Raiders, is the two shits that suck for the night. Now, we have not been fans of the Viking Raiders and Street Profits little competition they have going on. I think it's campy. Not really that funny. No, if I had to say out of the fourth one, this is maybe, I don't know if it's the most entertaining one out of the four.
I mean, entertaining is a strong word. Watchable, maybe.
Maybe watchable, I guess, yeah.
Not get secondhand embarrassment that why am I watching this? It's not funny. It's just like slapstick, stupid comedy that's really just corny and childish. And
it's more like for like a younger audience, I guess. Like because
I don't even think
are only gonna find this like really funny.
No, and I don't even know if little kids are gonna find this funny at this point. It's just it's slapstick humor and just. Hopefully this is done. I didn't hear of anything next week. Hopefully this is just
with the return of Raw Talk, which is free on the network. They brought that back. Hopefully they bring back the SmackDown one as well. They decided they're gonna have a decathlon, I guess, because they're tied 2-2 right now after they came out in the end the Viking Raiders and won the bowling match that they had, that's what they did. They did bowling. It was a lot of stupid little humor involved and little corny stuff. But it's gonna be a decathlon, so that's pretty much it. We're gonna see that, and hopefully that's the end of it. And maybe they have some matches after this.
There's more.
There's more. Guys, next thing on the show was a match between Nicky Cross and Billie Kay. So now these tag team titles are like defended all over the place. So now they have Sasha Banks and Bayley kind of going for them, and then they have the Iconics. So they have to do double the work now. So Billie Kay ends up getting the win. Nothing much to write home about here. The feud continues. We'll see how it goes after this Friday when it is the tag team title defense against Sasha and Bayley, and then probably the Iconics after that. This was the Rey Mysterio thing that we talked about as part of takeaway number one. Next thing on the show, and this is pretty interesting. Okay, so Kairi Sane and Nia Jax again. Now, Nia Jax and Kairi Sane have had issues before. I believe it's because of Nia Jax and the buckle bomb that she did on Kairi Sane. Right, that's the buckle bomb is now banned as a move, so now Seth Rollins cannot use it any longer. Neither can Nia Jax. Nia Jax gets the win here, but what I want to talk about really quickly is the really nasty looking spot where Nia Jax grabs Kairi Sane and throws her into the ring steps. Look bad. Kairi Sane got busted open on her Twitter. She shows her Instagram. She shows like a big cut like right around here on the side on the top of her head. This is really nasty. There is rumors. We've heard, like you told me before, the rumor that people are saying that she's unsafe in Nia Jax. I don't know. She's had she did,
Becky Lynch.
break Becky Lynch's face, but I don't want to.
Even though that gave Becky Lynch the most badass look and like that built the man look. It's like that was like the best fuck up you can do. But she's I mean, she's been sloppy. I mean, there's against Kairi Sane, and she's bigger than all the girls, and she has to be more protective of the girls because you can't just be murdering these girls or seriously hurting them. So,
but I don't want to cast any stones on anybody. So I don't know. We don't know. Obviously, we don't have any information. The rumor is from supposedly somebody in WWE, but you know how that shit tends to go. Who knows who that is? Who knows if it's even true? She's had like some couple spots where she's maybe made mistakes and some people have gotten hurt. But we'll see how it goes. I mean, she's in a prominent feud against Asuka. She will face Asuka at Backlash, so we'll see what happens with that. Guys, the next thing on the show, we had a Randy Orton promo responding to Edge's promo. Another dark room promo that's like Edge did. Not much to talk about here. I mean, Randy has been doing tremendous work, but this is more to hype up the greatest wrestling match ever type thing. They've had Flair talk about it, Angle talk about it quickly when he introduced Matt Riddle. When he talked about Matt Riddle, Shawn Michaels did it tonight. This Monday, last night on Monday, he did. So it is what it is. There's just both guys aren't there, so they just keep like hyping this up until Backlash happens. You also had Asuka versus Charlotte Flair. Flair gets the win. I thought it was count out, right? It wasn't disqualification because she throws Asuka out the ring. The count starts, then Asuka's music hits, and here comes Nia Jax wearing the Asuka mask and the face paint. And there was then she clotheslines her, but I think they called for the bell before it as a count out.
Yeah, so. It was right before, and then as soon as the bell rang, then Nia Jax clothesline there, and hopefully she was safe on that.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean, it is what it is. We'll wait for that match to happen. We'll see what happens with Nia Jax after this. I don't know if let's see what they do. Next thing on the show, and it's going to be takeaway number 3. And it's another bad takeaway because a bad thing that we're taking away from the show. It was McIntyre versus MVP. Obviously MVP with Bobby Lashley there.
Yeah.
The match was nothing to write home about, right?
It was like they literally started the match with like 6 minutes left, maybe 5 minutes left in the show period. So it was just kind of quick. And the thing that we didn't want to happen is happening. Lana is coming out and basically kind of just messing around with MVP and Bobby Lashley. And it looks like it might be her and Drew, or should be on Drew's side, or help Drew win or some type of thing. That's the thing that we were scared about, and it's kind of leaning in that direction. They haven't announced it's not anything for sure, but it's going in that direction a little bit.
Yeah, like we didn't want Lana to get involved because it gives it more of like it takes away the intensity of it. It adds more of a soap opera piece to it, which we didn't want to happen. Yeah, and like the way the show ends, obviously McIntyre beats MVP, but the show ends with just okay. So the last week they had the pull apart. Both guys really intense, wanted to get their hands on each other. Which
was good. The whole crowd came in. All the NXT guys came in, the trainees. And this
shit ended with just Bobby Lashley holding Drew McIntyre in a full Nelson, where it looks like he's just restraining him, basically.
Yeah.
It's not really like it's just not really like showing how he's dominant. It's just like
straight Chris Masters style. Just Chris Masters.
Yeah, it looks he's just restraining him, basically. I mean, he should have just beat him down rather than just do that shit. Like, why end it on? And it just ends like that. Like you'll see him holding the full Nelson, and the show just ends. And I thought it was terrible. I thought they missed the mark on the way they ended it last week, which was, I think it was good, like well done. I think it came off good. So like what they ended it this week, where it's just and why have Drew McIntyre face MVP? I mean, I don't understand that much either. I think it just puts a little bit more spotlight on MVP, which it should be all the spotlight should be on Bobby Lashley. And just ending it like that with the full Nelson, it was just like he was restraining him. It didn't look like he was really like, oh, he's in pain or anything. I mean, it's uncomfortable. And but it just looks like he's restraining.
It was a strange way to end it. It just felt like incomplete. All right, so what happens after that? Like that's the way it ends, just him holding him. I mean, this whole thing is just late. It was a lazy show that just put together. It was pre-recorded, and it just like they didn't care. I don't know if they had too many shows that day or trying to just get through it. Just don't make the show 3 hours. I ranted about it last week. 3 hours of this Raw is horrendous. Horrendous to watch. It's a slug to get through. It's not fun. NXT and AEW is the best night in wrestling. I can't believe that NXT is in the same company with Raw and SmackDown. I can't believe they're all on the WWE. It's just Raw and SmackDown are a complete shit show that aren't entertaining, not much going on. And NXT is this perfect little 2 hour, boom, everything hits all the feelings for a wrestling fan. And these are just a mess, complete mess.
They are a mess. Yeah. I think they try to do too much and try to, I don't know. I think it's just, they can't, their issue is that they'll do something good one week and they'll kind of just shit it next week and then they'll try to get back on course. It's like the creative team right now isn't able to just draw out a storyline long enough where you're interested the whole way through, and they hit too many like bumps on the way to the final spot. So right now after this, you could have made Lashley feel like a actual genuine main event threat to Drew McIntyre, but then the way this night ended, it could have been more impactful if you just had him obliterate Drew McIntyre right there.
Anything, just blow him up. Why are you putting him in a submission hold? Grab him and just, I don't know, power bomb, do some crazy power spot. Anything, just wow. He's actually a menace or could be a real threat.
If you're gonna get him in a hold, fucking choke him out rather than
put him asleep.
Look like you're just restraining him from doing absolutely nothing. Basically,
don't hurt MVP anymore. Please stop. It's just like, and then Lana was out there, and then she was just didn't do anything, and it was done after I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know what to do.
Right now, anything Seth is doing is the best part of Raw.
That's a good part
and,
of Raw right now.
The best part of SmackDown, I think, would have to be that it was the Otis Mandy Rose Sonya Deville thing for a while, and now I think it might be just the tournament, the IC title tournament. But guys, that is the episode. That is our 3 takeaways from Monday Night Raw. Appreciate you guys for watching. It is what it is, right? We can't make the show any better than it was. So it wasn't that good. So we're trying our best here. So our 3 takeaways, tough to get through. But thank you guys again for watching. Remember, if it doesn't work, you better don't do the job.
Later, Marks.